My name's Ryan Wall, and I'm a second-year MBA student. I had the opportunity of working with Blue Cross Blue Shield this summer for my internship.
My name is Elena Nazarenka. I was fortunate enough to have a chance to see how businesses really operate through an internship with UNA, Utah Nonprofit Association.
I wrote a handbook for nonprofit organizations on the new Form 990 that is the tax form that nonprofits have to fill out at the end of the year.
My name is Danica Johnson, and this is my second year at the David Eccles School of Business. And I was lucky enough to get an internship through Professor Boardman and the Daniels grant this summer. I was placed at the Better Business Bureau of Utah.
Well, Justice for All is a nonprofit organization that brings in money that helps the Legal Aid Society, which is the nonprofit legal side that deals with the welfare of the other people. When someone can't afford an attorney, they're able to go to the Legal Aid Society.
The real heart of business is actually ethics.
What we decided to do was look and see how the behavior of supervisors and frontline leadership influenced the rest of the ethical culture at Regions.
I got to contact all of the Better Business Bureaus around the country, and what they do is they have a program called the Torch Awards.
Well, basically they had a set of procedures that everyone had to follow, and that set saved them time, saved them resources, saved them money, so that there was no question about what choice do I make.
We sent out some surveys, and we sent out, and I conducted some focus groups. In total, I conducted 8 focus groups. 2 were with straight supervisors and managers, and 6 were with frontline employees.
They celebrate and they recognize companies that are making trust a better standard among the business world, among all of the different companies that are out there.
First part, I guess, was to go over the new changes. But secondly, there was an underlying reasoning behind why the government has added all these new requirements for nonprofit organizations.
The Better Business Bureau has judges that go through and they pick these companies in different categories. The most common one is marketplace ethics, and they determine that by management practices and ethical communications and different policies and procedures that the companies have, and the way they deal with vendors, suppliers, employees, consumers is a big one. And these companies are recognized with the Torch Award.
And the results that we found were pretty interesting. They validated a lot of things that Regions was already doing, but they also showed some interesting results.
They want nonprofits to be more ethical. And the more information that a nonprofit organization has to divulge for the IRS to check up on, the more likely they are to follow ethical practices.
The application of ethics is very wide, from companies to gain better perspective, to the organization to increase their productivity, to increase the employee satisfaction.
So for just myself and my own purposes, my own growth, I guess, I felt like I learned a lot in the skills that I developed.
So what I got to do is I got to contact all of the Better Business Bureaus around the country.
I was able to learn things beyond the scope of the internship, which I'm sure everyone got to, because of the people you get to interact with on the daily basis that help you grow.
And I got to contact them and learn how they specifically did their Torch Awards program for their specific Better Business Bureau and their Better Business Bureau service area, to see if that is something that we should bring back to Utah.
Some of the things that we found were that relationships that employees have with their managers and supervisors, and then also some of their subordinates, do influence the way they make decisions and the way that they behave at work.
Through talking with Kai he was able to tell me in greater detail why ethical practice is so important within taxes, because there's a lot of people who will donate money or time or a painting or a car, and they'll claim it in a way that's fraudulent, but there's no real regulation that controls that. And so people are taking more than they should, and the nonprofit is also the victim of this, but it's being allowed because they want the donations. But that's not right, and it's not ethical within the government's standards.
Employees now don't have to think, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I comfortable with doing it this way? Now they think, I'm doing the right thing for the customers, for the partners, for the alliances. It makes me feel good, and it makes the organization grow and thrive.
The big thing with ethics is, I've learned this summer, is yeah, ethics can be black and white, but it is most certainly gray, and it's really hard to define what is right and what is not.
When we talk about ethics, it actually reinforces the behavior a little bit. And this kind of surprised me, because at first I felt like, you know, the more we talk about ethics, the greater chance we have of coming across as perhaps either hypocritical or kind of preachy in a way. But in reality, in talking to numerous participants in these focus groups, what I learned was that they felt that by discussing ethics, it really kind of made them feel more comfortable in raising a concern when an issue was in fact there.
Getting paid, part of the internship, was nice, but I would have done it had they not paid me.
Being selected was pretty cool. I was excited to be a part of it. The opportunity was great to learn from a company that was, you know, I think they're close to 8,000 employees.
It's cool to be able to see these companies and to listen to some of the lectures that have been given at these awards on people and what their opinions and what ethics means to them, and how ethically sound businesses do prosper a lot more than those that have a file this big at the Better Business Bureau.
The Utah Stars, I believe, was the first basketball team ever to come into Utah, and it was under the ABA, back before it was NBA. Bill Daniels owned that.
To be able to even do an internship under the name of Bill Daniels and to be a part of his legacy and to try and move forward his work was a very neat experience.
When they were bought up by the NBA, all the Stars season ticket holders were out their money. Bill Daniels, because he's such an ethical guy, gave back at a personal loss of $750,000. I guess he bought everyone else's tickets back.
I definitely learned a lot about ethics and the educational side of ethics and how important it is to those of us that are studying business, and not only business, but every single discipline, but business especially, because we kind of run everything.